How's it going, guys? Here we are with the C2GS Season 0 Week 7 battle versus Seoul. We've received the challenge already, so let me just select my team form. And let's get right into it. Alright, so he does have the Quagsire, he has Volcarona, he has the Rude. Okay. This might actually be the same 6 Pokemon as the test battle I did. I'm not actually 100% sure of that, but it might be. I think I'm just going to lead Thor here. It hits pretty much everything relatively well. And if it's a matchup I don't like, I can just switch out into something else. Let's go Thor. As he leads Thundurus. Alright, so this was what ended up happening in the first turn of my test battle. And what ended up happening was I went for an HP Ice, and then I kind of just messed him up from there. So let me just see. So Hidden Power Ice is going to do a little less than half to him on average. But assuming he's like Boots or something, a Focus Blast is going to not be a 2-hit KO on me. So I'm actually going to go for the Hidden Power here, just to get a gauge on things, see if he switches out. He probably thinks that it's a good matchup for him because of I'm an Electric type and he's Volt Absorb. So let's see if I can surprise him with Hidden Power Ice here. As he ends up switching into Quagsire, ooh, we can get an idea of what this is. Can we snipe it? Can we snipe it? So Hidden Power Ice did 20%. Which is definitely not specially defensive, and we're EV to always one-hit KO with Grass Knot. So this is going to be pretty insane-o here if we end up landing this. Let's see. Come on, please, please. This is going to be so hype. Yes! Insane! That's so awesome. I'm so glad that worked. Alright, Garchomp comes out. I definitely don't want to stay in here, even though Hidden Power will do a lot of damage to this thing. I'm definitely dead to whatever ground move it wants to go for. The problem is, okay, so he's definitely going to go for a ground move here, I think. I could go into Slowbro, which is like my dedicated switch into it, but if it's Earth Power into Draco Meteor, then I'm in trouble. I could go into Charizard first to scout, because then I can see if it's going for Earthquake or Earth Power. But I think I'm just going to go straight to Vision. If it ends up being Earth Power, then I'll probably switch into Loki next to tank the Draco Meteor. Assuming it goes for it. Maybe. I think Slowbro is better anyway. I think it's unlikely that it's going to have Earth Power. But let's see. He Mega Evolves immediately, and he goes for Earthquake, which is perfect. We can just Mega Evolve. We get a Slack Off here. Ooh, let's get an idea of the damage first. Okay, well. Okay, we end up slacking off as he toxics us. But let me get an idea of the damage here. So, Earthquake to regular Slowbro, it did 43%, which could have been a max roll if he's 0 attack. He did go for Toxic, so maybe he's a bulky set. It could also be a min roll if he's max attack. Either way, we do massive damage to this thing with Ice Beam. Getting Toxic is really unfortunate, but oh, okay, wait, hang on. I thought like Calc was telling me that I was dead to Draco Meteor, but it was still set on 2 Draco Meteors. So he's still tank 1. I think I'm going to go for an Ice Beam here. He's probably going to switch into like Regice to tank it, or he could go into Volcarona maybe. Well, Volcarona's unlikely because he could be Fearing Scald. I think Regice is the preferred switch in here, but I think I'm still going to go for the Ice Beam because I think it's pretty safe. And it's pretty much everything except for the Regice. And we do hit the Volcarona. We get a critical hit on it. We can actually get an idea of its bulk here because I really do want to know what its spread is like. I want to know if it's like a bulky set or an offensive set. So Ice Beam is a crit, did 19%. So Ice Beam crit. It looks like it's not a bulky set, at least, because if it was max HP, it would have done 13 to 15. But if it was 0 HP, it would have done 16 to 18.9. It could have just rounded. I'm thinking this is a fully offensive set. He's probably going to go for Bug Buzz or Quiver Dance here. Either way, I definitely go into Charizard. I highly doubt he's going to Psychic or Hidden Power Rock here. That would be insane if he did. He subs up. Ooh, okay. I wonder if Flamethrower breaks a sub through Quiver Dance. It appears to usually not. I was considering using Flamethrower here to hide the fact that I have Rock Slide, but it doesn't always break sub, so I think I'm going to Rock Slide here. Fiery Dance. Okay, that's fine. He gets a boost. We break the sub with Rock Slide, and now he's probably scared of he's scared of Rock Slide now, I think, because it should be a KO on him. So he could, if he's like Weakness Policy on Regice, he could go into that to tank the weak Rock Slide and then proc the Weakness Policy, which would be pretty nutty. Or he could just go into Garchomp. I think he's going to go into Garchomp here. I think either way, I kind of have to Rock Slide. If he lets the thing goes down, that's awesome, but he doesn't. He goes into Garchomp here, which is fine. This is silly, but I want to see. It's probably like max speed. Well, it's not like offensive. It's not like bulky. It doesn't look like he's bulky. He could be like max speed, max special defense, technically, theoretically, but I doubt it. He's probably gonna go for like a rock move or something, maybe. This is probably a pretty safe switch into vision. Well, this could also be an opportunity to go Shang-Chi, but if he goes for like Draco Meteor or something. Well, how much am I taking from Draco Meteor? I live it. Charizard also tanks it pretty comfortably, so he's probably not going for Draco. I can go Shang-Chi. Ice Punch isn't a guaranteed KO, but it's going to do a lot. Maybe that's not the play. I like his nicknames, though. He has good nicknames. I will give him that. If you're watching this video, you have good nicknames. I'm already toxic. He's probably gonna, like, maybe he might end up Swords Dancing, to be honest. I'm just gonna go hard in Division. Is he Stealth Rocks? Okay. So now, what, did I reveal Ice Beam? I revealed Ice Beam. I think I Scald here. How much is Scald doing to this? 33? I'll Scald him. Goes Volcarona. Huge. We kill it. Epic. I do want to get a Slack Off going, but he's probably going to go Thunderous or Zarude to deny that. Which is unfortunate, especially with the rocks. I want to see if I can defog these if possible. I'm glad he gave me Volcarona. That was kind of sketchy. That was kind of scary, the Volcarona. I'm glad he gave it to me. Sussy Imposter. Sussy Imposter. So he goes Regice. This thing could have Thunderbolt. A Focus Blast, an Ice Beam is gonna do less than half to Zero Aura. I could go Zero Aura, and then I could, like, get a knockoff going. I think going into Zero Aura is correct. Because, like, he could end up going for Thunderbolt. I could also try Shang-Chi. Pretty much nothing wants to take a close combat except for maybe Thunderous, but getting good damage on that is obviously really good. Ice Beam does around half. I kind of don't feel like getting paralyzed. And if he's a bulky variant, he could live close combat and then probably Weakness Policy and then, like, Rock Polish or something potentially, which could be pretty game ending. Not necessarily game ending. I don't know. I'm gonna go Zero Aura here. See what happens. As the Ice Beams don't freeze me, please. Epic. I think knockoff is the play. We live the next hit, and if he stays in, if he insists on staying in, then we can get a close combat off, but I don't think he's going to stay in. He's probably going to go into Thunderous, I think, to tank the potential close combat. I'm not going to go for Hidden Power, though. Going Hidden Power on the Regice potentially is a little risky, I think. I think knockoff is the best play here. As he goes Thunderous, okay, let's see what kind of item we got. He's Boots. That's what. Okay, that's kind of expected. Let's get an idea of the damage. So knockoff did 36%. Ooh. So my calculator says that it should do 39 to 46. So he potentially has bulk on him. He could be max HP. He doesn't look like he's just max defense, though. I think he's probably like max HP. He could be like max HP, max special attack, max HP, max speed. He could even be max HP, max special defense, which I kind of doubt, but this is definitely a bulky set. I might honestly go for the hidden power and just get damage on this. And then we can threaten this out with like Shang-Chi because he's scarfed. If we can get this thing down, Shang-Chi is like insane. We tank a Focus Blast, especially if he's not offensive. We don't tank a crit, but I kind of think just getting the damage is better overall. I'll go for it. 39, okay. As he U-turns. Interesting. As he goes to Rude. Something tells me we don't outspeed a Zarude. I think this is a max HP Thunderous because of the damage on Hidden Power. Let me try to gauge U-turn. U-turn did 24% to me. He could be like a mixed set, maybe? He could also potentially be fully physically offensive. He has 105 base attack. But he goes to Rude, which definitely outspeeds me if it's Choice Scarf, which is what I'm expecting here. I think you always go Loki, which is our safe switch in. It's gonna be hard to get Zero Aura back in, though, because the rock and our low damage is a U-turns. I'm like pretty certain that this thing is scarfed. Oh, wouldn't it be so sick if I had Magnet Rise right now? Volk is gone, so I could potentially use Charizard as my Garchomp check. But I think I prefer keeping Loki alive. The thing is, Toxicking this is kind of tempting. Regice is at full. Thunderous is low, and everything else is pretty high. Definitely want to keep Zero Aura alive. If I can get Hitmonchan in, that would be swell. Wait. Yeah, 94. Okay, assuming that this is like... Ooh, well... This is assuming a mild set. If he's like anything else, then this is Ice Punch is a rolled KO. So maybe not necessarily Hitmonchan. We could... Charizard could potentially be good against Regice or Zarude, but I feel like most of its usefulness is used up now that Volcarona is gone. I want to sack something, I think. I'm just trying to decide what the best sack is. Donphan? I don't see Donphan. Well, Ice Shard is good. Donphan might be the least expendable member of my team. It's definitely not... Like, I don't think I want to be switching in Vision right now. Because, well, hang on. Let me see how much... How much was Earthquake doing? Sorry about this. Earthquake did 43% to standard Slowbro. I don't think it's safe to switch it in. I'm probably gonna sack. I could even sack Slowbro because there's no Sigilif, but yeah, I feel like Slowbro's mostly because like he's not gonna be doing much against Thunderous or Zarude. I think Slowbro's fine here, as he does go for the Toxic. That's sick. Okay, um, we're gonna attempt to slack off here. He's probably gonna pick up. Well, no, we live actually. Mm, so like we live the Earthquake at least, but we probably don't live like an Outrage or Draco Meteor. I'm wondering if it's best to attempt to slack off and then taking more toxic damage and probably not net healing that much, or just going for the Ice Beam. I think I'm just gonna go for the Ice Beam, to be honest. Probably a bad play, but if we can get Hitmonchan in, that's gonna be really good because we can get off an Ice Punch, and he's the only resistance to that is Regice. The only not weakness to that is Regice, and I don't think he particularly wants to be switching a Regice into a Hitmonchan. He could recognize that it's probably Scarfed if I'm sending it out like that, though, and probably gonna go for an Ice Punch, but I don't know. I guess good play if he does that. Maybe it's better to get an Ice Shard off first if possible, but I don't. That's gonna be tough to do. The Earthquakes, we live it. Okay. Yeah, this picks up the KO. I think it's a worthy sacrifice. Oh, is we actually live, but we're not gonna live for much longer. Getting rid of the Garchomp is pretty big though. That thing was pretty scary. And I was at the point where it was pretty much able to pick one if Slowbro was slightly at lower health, so Crewmate 1 was ejected. So Regice is the imposter, then the rest of them are crewmates. If Regice is the last one to die, does that mean I lose because the imposter was the last one left? Let's see what he does here. He can pretty much kill me with anything he wants. He could even potentially go Regice here and try to set up a Rock Polish if he wants to. There's not much I could do about that, besides try to get a Scald Burn, maybe. He goes the Rude. Okay, I'm just going to attempt to slack off. Well, I might want to attempt to Ice Beam. Okay, well, he turns. Okay, that's whatever. That's interesting, though, because now I get the initiative here. I go Zeraora, don't I? I kill this and then I get big damage on anything else. Or if he wants to switch this out, I get big damage. How is Zeraora doing with its other moves? So Zeraora versus Thunderous Therian with no item because we knocked off its heavy duty boots. Knockoff is a KO. Close combat is a roll to KO. Oh, well, no. We figured out this thing was max HP, right? So knockoff is not necessarily a KO. It could KO. So maybe. So Hidden Power Ice is a KO. If he swaps into Regice to try to block that, close combat plus Hidden Power Ice isn't enough to knock this out. And if he goes into Zarude, which is usually pretty bulky, Hidden Power Ice plus close combat is going to do around 90%. He's probably going to live that too. I could go this, actually. Ooh, Shang-Chi actually looks really good. Let me see. Versus Thunderous Therian, right? Max HP. Close combat is 31% minimum, if he's assuming he's like max HP. Zarude is probably choice Scarf, but We do die to a Power Whip from that, usually. And then when Zarude comes out, we could go Charizard. Or Loki. I think just going Shang-Chi is good, because if he decides to end up switching into Regice for whatever reason, potentially fearing the Ice Punch, we pretty much KO that. So I think this is really good. His best play is to go Zarude here now. He probably recognized that I'm Scarf. If he goes Zarude, he's definitely one-hit KOing, especially with the defense drop. He's probably pretty sure that I'm Scarf right now. He should be going Zarude here, because it's faster, because it's Scarf too, I'm pretty sure. At least I'm pretty sure it's Scarfed. If it's not, then my mistake, I guess, but... Regice dies. Zarude should be faster, assuming it's Scarfed. I'm pretty sure it's Scarfed. And then it'll KO me with Power Whip. If your Zarude is Scarfed, you should be going Zarude right now. But the fact that he's taking this long to think means he might not be. But I think regardless, no matter how long he takes, if he goes Zarude here, I'm going to switch it hard in the Klefki, I think. As he goes Zarude. Okay, I don't really care how long it took to think about this. I'm still pretty convinced that this is Scarfed. Especially because he U-turn turn 1 and turn 2. I'm just going to go hard in Klefki. As he Power Whips, as we eat it like a boss. Probably get up a Reflect here. As he goes Regice. Tempted to Toxic. What does this thing have for me? It doesn't get like Flamethrower, does it? Focus Blast is a 2-hit KO, but only because of like rocks damage and stuff like that. He probably just wants to absorb the hit super well. I'm gonna Toxic. Screw it. I don't care. Oh, he does have Rock Polish. Okay. Definitely want to get... Okay. I think you're useless at this point. As he used Thunderbolt. Okay, sick. I'm going to attempt to knock off here, because if he's Weakness Policy... I'm sturdy, so I'm going to live this. But if he's Weakness Policy, I definitely don't want to activate that right away, and I'm not convinced that I kill. Well, I can... This might not kill, so... Well, he could die after toxic damage, but I think I'm still... So he's going to be taking 2/16 of his health here. He's at 83% now. Stone Edge. I'm going to knock off. I'm just going to knock off. I don't feel like doing math here. We live because of sturdy. Hopefully no freeze. We knock off. Does he have weakness policy? He does have weakness policy. Sick. Epic. So epic. We just go for the shard here. And that goes down. Who do you want to take this kill here? Let's just give it to Klefki. I think Klefki deserves it. So glad that I caught the weakness policy. I don't think it mattered that much, though. Well, I think he would have died to toxic damage. I didn't feel like doing the math. I didn't do the math. I don't feel like doing the math. Stone Edge does 75 to 88%. It's going to take a few hits, but it's fine. And then we pick up the KO here. All right. Very clean win. Definitely went better than I thought it would. The climb continues. I'm going to be away for most of next week. I'm actually going to be away when this gets uploaded. So I'm going to be away when this gets uploaded. I'm going to be away for a week-long camping trip. So I'm going to be coming back like Saturday. So next week's battles might be uploaded late because of that, because it's going to be hard to cram everything in. So anyways, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Really good battle. GG.